Recording.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys, this is EdwardStarcraft and I am here at MLG Dallas with Stephen Bonnell II, or otherwise known as ROOTDestiny. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good as well. How are you enjoying this event?
It's a lot of fun. A lot of players here. Kind of cool to see all the big names like in person. Makes me feel a little bit starstruck sometimes, but I haven't actually talked to anybody yet, so.
Oh really?
At least any of the EG people.
Yeah. Why'd you say EG and?
Oh, I don't know. Just because I don't know. Yeah. My relationship with them is a little bit awkward sometimes. I don't know how some of them feel about me, so I just kind of keep my distance. You know?
Oh really? What happened with EG?
Oh, I don't know. Just stuff.
Okay. Well, I haven't been following any drama with that or anything, but so this is your first big LAN event?
Yeah. I went to the St. Louis LAN, which was a lot of fun. This is way bigger though in comparison. Pretty much, yeah.
So what got you into streaming StarCraft 2?
I mean, originally it looked kind of fun. It just looked like fun. Like, I don't know, just having people watching you play games. I mean, in the beginning, just seemed like a cool idea. I thought I had the computer to handle it originally, and I did. So I streamed some games. After a while, I realized it was actually a really good way to pick up on feedback too. So I kind of used it as that. And then, I mean, as I started streaming more, I picked up more people, and it just kind of grew into this kind of thing that I thought was pretty cool, and I just stuck with it, and here I am today.
So when did you really realize that you were starting to get really popular?
I mean, I don't know. I never actually aimed to be this popular. I mean, anytime you see continual growth, like, it's kind of cool. Like, I remember breaking 100 viewers was really exciting. Breaking 300 viewers was really exciting. I don't know. I was just watching getting those check marks over and over and over again. I mean, as I approach now, like, breaking 10,000 viewers will be really exciting. I mean, I don't know. Everything is cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in StarCraft in the next 6 months, year?
I don't know. I'm just going to keep playing, keep improving. I feel like certain matchups of mine have improved leaps and bounds. I know that me personally as a player, I've gotten much better. Obviously, everyone else is improving too, so I mean, I just need to keep working at it, see where I go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've been on the top 200 list for a while. I don't know how long, but were you since the beginning of the game?
I mean, honestly, if anybody puts enough time into the ladder, they can get to the top 200 list. I mean, once you get past, like, a certain point, the ladder doesn't matter. There are people who are above me on the ladder that I know I could beat really easily, and there are people below me on the ladder that I know could beat me really easily. So I mean, like, I think Kiwi Kaki was pretty low on the ladder because he just never laddered that much. So I mean, it doesn't really mean that much, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Combat X was rank 2 on the North American ladder, and I mean, you know, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you do a lot of laddering every single day. I mean, like, whenever I look on Justin TV, you almost always seem to be on. Does it ever get tiring?
I mean, I actually cut down on my laddering quite a bit as of recently. I used to ladder all the time, but now I actually focus more on custom games, more on 1v1s, more on like honing and improving like different skill sets instead of just grinding out games on the ladder. I've started to ladder as of recently just so I could get more experience not practicing against the same people over and over again. Like, I started to get into this rut where I find out, like, if I can beat people like Minigun, I'll go and I'll play Protosses that are actually worse than him, and I'll lose to them just because their playstyle isn't exactly the same. So I have to be careful kind of how I train with my teammates, you know.
Okay, yeah, I mean, definitely. Training in practice games really different than in regular games on the ladder. I mean, what do you think are the pros and cons of both? Because I mean, like, I know a lot of casual gamers also want to just have fun playing the game. Would you recommend that they play on the ladder, or would you recommend they find some friends in custom?
I mean, there are really two approaches to the game. One is where you play for fun, and I mean, just do whatever, have fun, knock yourself out. And the other is where you play to, like, really improve yourself. And the improvement process is nowhere near as fun as the messing around. Like, there are tons of people who play in, like, sub-platinum leagues who just have tons of fun with the game. And I mean, that's awesome. If you want to buy the game, you want to play in gold and do, like, crazy builds and have, like, the 45-minute bronze league games. Like, I mean, to some people, that's a lot of fun. If you want to actually, like, sit down and, like, really improve your game, though, like, it can get boring or tedious depending on how you view the game. To me, improvement is really fun. So playing against somebody who's going to 2-rex me 50 games in a row until I can finally beat it, like, to be able to overcome something like that is really fun to me. For somebody who just bought the game and they want to play, you know, bronze, silver, gold league or whatever, that probably wouldn't be as much fun. So I mean, it just kind of depends on how you approach the game.
Okay. Well, very cool. You know, I really watched your stream at times, and I really think, you know, you take a fun approach. You're like, hey, look at this. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be really cool, and I really enjoy that style. And I think, you know, thousands of viewers online enjoy that as well. You know, recently Spazcraft has created that Destiny showmatch series. You know, Root has picked you up as well, and you know, how do you feel about these events? Are you excited about?
The showmatch series I think is actually really, really, really great. Even though I'm getting smashed in quite a few of them recently, it gives me really good experience in a best of 7 format against a player that I don't necessarily train hardcore against. Anybody can beat somebody on the ladder once or twice. You know, like sometimes I bring it up, but I mean I don't really feel too accomplished. Like in my placement match, I was able to beat Select, you know, and I felt really good about that in a way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I could beat Select in a best of 7, you know. I could probably beat any given player one time. It doesn't necessarily mean I could beat them in a best of 5 or best of 7 format, so I think the showmatch series gives me a great opportunity to really kind of hash out how to play those larger format games. And Spaz has been grabbing like probably people who are maybe a little bit too like I know I was lined up to play like DDE at one point. Some of the people that I lined up against are really good, but I mean that's okay. It gives me an opportunity, you know, to find out what I need to work on. If I won every single best of 7 showmatch series, it would get boring after a while because it wouldn't mean anything to me. You know, I don't need to improve on anything that I win. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're an inspiration to a lot of, I think, lower league players who watch your stream, you know, aspire to be as good as you. So, you know, what final words would you have for a lower league player that wants to, you know, learn and improve?
I mean, if you're below platinum or you've played less than 50 games, it's not too late to switch to Protoss.
I forgot to ask you about balance.
No, I mean in terms of lower league play, I mean you just, like I said, the improvement process is really boring. But if you want to improve, like you have to sit down and you've got to realize, like I know I give a lot of lessons, so I kind of see a lot of the mistakes that people play, or that people do in their play. So I mean, like sitting down and like. You need to work your hotkeys out. You have to hotkey. You have to use them often. Keeping up on things like queen injections and creep spreading and all of that, like you got to have that in your mind somewhere. You've got to actively work at it. You won't just get better at the game by just playing games over and over and over and over again. You know, I played more ladder games than probably a lot of the pro gamers have, but it doesn't mean that I haven't gotten any better because I used to just grind out ladder games and I wouldn't really learn anything from all my playing, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, since you mentioned Protoss, so why don't we talk quickly about balance? I mean, recently Protoss players, before they used the death ball, and now they're using this, you know, more gateway heavy, upgrade heavy sort of play against Zerg players, especially with I guess force fields. A lot of people have criticized as being very powerful or even overpowered. But really, what do you think about the dynamics between? And you know, you used to really, I guess. People could say rage about Terran being overpowered. What do you think about the new dynamics of the game with the 1.3 patch?
I mean, infestors are really strong now. I don't know if I agree. I still don't know if I agree with them changing infestors, just because I don't know if they were even used enough to warrant a change. Like the infestor is a totally new role now. It's more of a DPS than a hold the person in place. Like in my ZVTs now, I've completely replaced banlings with infestors. I don't think you even need banlings anymore, except maybe late game or maybe for burrowed banling mines. In terms of how Protoss play, like I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like every 2 weeks they figure out something new. Like a long time ago they figured out like, oh, force fields are really cool if we use them really powerfully, you know? Like they can be pretty badass. So now every Protoss opens with like 10 sentries for that 3-gate expo, and it's like as a Zerg player there's not much you can do against that initial push out. You just kind of have to hold them back, maybe waste force fields. Like a while ago they figured out, hey, if we throw on 6 void rays with all of our armies become infinitely powerful. You know? And I mean that was cool, so they did that. I mean, I don't know, they're just figuring out more and more stuff. I think Protoss is really cool because they have a lot of different things they can do and everything is viable, you know?
Yeah. Well, do you have any last shout-outs that you'd like to talk about? Or
I give a shout out to Root. I mean, I think I've improved a ton since I started playing with them. Yeah, shout out to Spazcraft, helping me set up all my show matches and stuff. Pretty cool that I got the opportunity to play people because of him. And I'm sure there's a million people that I should shout out to, but I'll shout out to my fans for watching me. I never really thought that I would make it this far in the streaming thing, and I'm infinitely grateful to everybody that watches, even if I ban you because you say something stupid in chat, like you drop a GG early or whatever. But you know.
What about Stephen Bonnell 1?
Stephen Bonnell the second? What?
Is there a first or?
My dad. Oh, I shout out to my dad, I guess. Mom and dad. Even though they told me not to play video games, so maybe I shouldn't shout them out. Yeah. No, but I love my parents, they're cool.
Okay, and if people want to check you out, where can they find you?
Justin.tv/Stephen_Bonnell_ and then 2 eyes. I mean, if you Google EdwardStarcraft, you should be able to find me.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Great meeting you over here, and hope you're having a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's been fun. Hopefully, I'll definitely be going to the next MLG, so yeah.
Sounds good. Perhaps I'll see you there again?
Yeah.